not trading sometimes is also profitable.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look, right? Did anyone read the Shorty's Corner that I posted last night or this morning? I forgot when I did it. Actually, I think it was this morning. Yeah, I went to sleep last night pretty early. But did it make sense what I was talking about?
I read it. I got
Did
it.
it did it play out pretty well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's take a look at it today then, so you guys see what actually happened, right? I'm just gonna delete this for a moment, and we'll go 5 minutes. All right, so today when you guys look at the open and the close, what do you guys notice about what they tried to do and then what they executed, right? So they opened right at the value area high, the 987, right? And before they open, I mentioned that if they do come back to this area, it would be a pretty golden opportunity for a long. Hopefully you guys were able to see that. They came back to this and then, they went all the way up. There are some clear signs here. There's a potential for a dump. Do you guys know what that was? And let me give you a little bit more info here. What do you guys think this was here? How could you tell that this is potentially could be dumping here? Besides
All that
footprints.
value, but it saw that the value area low.
Of the day prior, right? On, I guess, Monday, right?
Yep.
So you're talking about this right here. Anyone else?
They tried to go higher, failed, went down. Looks like it's going to retest.
Okay.
I had a level on my chart mark 2-week low plus Friday low, and that's right where it rejected.
That was exactly it. I didn't want to bring it up, but let's take a look at it here on my higher time frame levels. Let's see. You guys remember this level right here? 2-week low. Remember we talked about that. If you guys go on the weeklies here. Let me get the candles up. I'll just hide. Like if you look at the candles, if that's the 2-week low, I think it was somewhere around here, right here. Like I thought it was 23.75, but okay. So it came to this level, and this level was pretty pivotal for us when we were dumping. You guys remember that we used this level a few times, right? If you lose that level, that you're most likely going to go to 13. Do you guys remember that? Then below 13 you go, and so on. So that was a pretty big level today as well. And then somebody stated, yeah, they're trying to get into the value area. So it's important for you guys to understand what the market's been doing to know where it can actually go, right? So we were imbalanced, then we had an imbalance day. And if this is the day that we go into imbalance, I would say it's always good to have the value area low of the day that caused the imbalance, or value area high if you're going opposite, whatever, right? Does that make sense? Because if they can get back inside, how much good structure do we have on this day here? Is there a lot of strong structure here?
Yeah, poor structure.
No. So if they gain the acceptance here, what are the odds that we're just gonna rocket all the way to up here? I would say pretty high, right? If they're able to get inside here, build value, let's say above here somewhere, build value here, which is also happens to be I think it's our yearly or quarterly VWAP. I think it's the yearly VWAP sitting at 60.30. And then our weekly now is all the way lined up with the daily somewhere around 90, right? And today for me, the 90 was pretty important level. If you guys saw the notes that I posted, 85 to 93 was the level. Why the 85?
Was that yesterday's midpoint?
But that's true, right? I mean, midpoint's a little bit lower, right? It's a 66. But it was the SIG 1, right? And if you look at the price action, right, they already came here once that day, right? And then they sold off, they tried to go higher, they failed. And today, they tried to get inside this value here, and they obviously failed to get inside here and build. But this is, you know, some of you guys, you really don't even need to use candles throughout the day. Let me show you something. So take a look at what they did here. Here's this, right? So you have A makes, you know, we open here, then we go higher, right? B goes, and look where they're building value. I mean, you just have to go. If you're able to hold the 6006, that's great. Once you lose the B high, you're just gonna dump. Like there's no questions about it. You're just gonna dump, and look what happened. They lost the B high, and I gave you guys a heads up. 80% is about to play out. I think right here when this happened, you guys can check. This candle or this candle, I said 80% playing out, and then our level was 46, right? And I think we came pretty. I think we tap it to a penny, right? On a PD value area low, and that was on SVP, just FYI for people that asked. So I think it was here. Yep. I had 46. But either way, they came to the value area low. No, it's right here. Yeah. So they came to the value area low, and they basically, you know, they bounced and found some buyers. So what about tomorrow? So the market tried to go higher above this value here. They got, you know, accumulated, and then they sold off. Right. So they're back inside what? We tried to build value here, and they said, oh, let's go higher. They accumulated here, and they're like, ooh, no, the value is lower. So what is the level that you want to go above? We said
84.
not here, not here. Now you're here. We want to crack this same zone here. If we can build above 3M sig 1, I would pay attention to this weekly VWAP just being here about 88, 89 or so. I'll pay attention to this 85 to 88. So it really doesn't change much. Because what did we do different, you know, between the 2 days? Value-wise,
Nothing.
we tried to go higher. We failed. The value shifted higher. The only thing they did on the daily is what?
Framed up.
We're no longer framing down. It means that, sorry, it means that we're making higher lows and we made a higher high. So that framing down stopped. And remember, I told you that's what you want to see if you want to be a bull. So tomorrow, if they can regain this level here, I would say there's a potential probably that they're going to shift higher and go. In terms of bulls, right? If they can hold this value tomorrow, like right here, and why am I drawing this right here? Why am I drawing a little cloud here?
Fins up has a hot mic. Fins up.
Why would this be? So look at the POC here. Look at the value area low here. I'm just finding that zone. If they can stay above this, then they believe the fair price is above the day prior, which is our Tuesday POC. Then most likely they're going to try to kind of hold here, build, and then go here, right? And if they crack this 24, then ultimately I'm thinking they're going to go to 630, which should be somewhere around here. And then 650 would be really the target, not the 30. But I would watch for rejection here, especially if they peak above this value and then lose this POC, high chance they're going to sell off. Okay, but they want to hold this overnight. I don't know where they are, but they want to hold this level. Otherwise, there's potential for sell-off. Okay, the key zone still stays the same. I would say nothing really changes. I would say this 80, what is this, 89.5 to 84.25 is the zone. Once they reclaim that, don't be so bearish. If they reclaim it and they can't hold above it, that's a different story, right? That would be a really bearish sign because they attempted again and they got rejected. But as of right now, what could you do to make this easier for trading?
Me personally would hold off until it breaks the SIG one.
Yeah, I mean, SIG 1 is good, but we're in a 2-day balance, right? So look where the 2-day value area high is. We see this. So this would be your 2-day value area high plus weekly VWAP, yeah? So if you can crack this, right, there's potential that you're going to run. You're going to meet some supply here, right? And then you see the bottom, right? You have about 44, 43 and a half being the sig one of the 2-day balance. And let's see where they are after hours. They're right below that. So if they're able to reclaim this level, make sure this is extended. Yeah. So there's a high chance if they don't reclaim this now that they're going to auction all the way lower tonight to 47 here. And I know some big boys had earnings. I just don't know how they did. Did they move at all?
$4.
Up, down?
It went up $4.
Well, I don't see it at all.
It's supposed to be
That's
big news.
pretty much answers the question. It wasn't enough.
Oh, I guess yeah.
I checked it at 5 o'clock Eastern, and it after the earning, it was like literally $4.
Okay, snow is up, so there's a high chance that we're gonna be in the money tomorrow on snow, probably about 10:30. If they fail to clear this high tomorrow morning immediately, there's gonna be a sell-off on snow. Okay, so keep that in mind. So I don't know if anyone swung some of those calls that we have for later, but I did. So we'll see how they open, right? It's pretty far out, right? So we'll see how they play out, but nothing crazy about it. For ES, is anyone confused what we were waiting for, what we were doing, planned tomorrow? This. Oh, I don't even know how much we paid, honestly. Do something. Yeah, we need a little bit more than that. Hopefully they just continue running tomorrow because that's what they did last ER. Yeah. Your mic's really bad. Just FYI, you go in and out, Drew. Yeah, you can look at it all you want, but it won't help with the mic.
Yeah, it keeps cutting out.
I can help you. I'm an expert at microphones, man. Yeah, much better. Yeah, so I would watch this zone. If we can open above this, guys, that's pretty bullish. I would not fight this higher. Most likely it will be a short cover rally from it, okay? The market profile give you guys any information today, like the profile itself?
Looked like they tried to spike it, but they didn't.
Okay. So is there a lot of participation here on access?
No, just looks like range.
Okay. Is there anywhere where you could, on the single profile, could you say that it's a split of zone anywhere, a clear split or no? I mean, it looks like a double distribution if you ask me, right?
Kinda, yeah. In the middle.
So it has this here, but it's not really clear, right? So IB being here 78, 77, that's somewhat important, but not really because we're in a 2-day balance. So I would really go off of this 2-day value area high VWAP as the critical item on the top side. And then of course you would have the POC being around 65-ish, and then ultimately the 43 and a half, right? In terms of the 2 days, right? If they can hold this at open, that'll be a good sign that they can go to 85. And we'll see, how we do overnight, and that's going to be a roll. Because right now, this is your settle price right here. And if we are, for newer folks, if you're above this and we are below the settle price, it looks like we're actually getting some sellers overnight. This is not a bad short overnight, just FYI. If you want to wait for the value area high when they retest this, take short, that's not a bad idea. You could potentially catch 30 points in the morning. If you take this short, you have to give them about 7-8 points tonight. So if you can't handle $350 loss, don't take it, but it does have a decent ratio for payout. Like if you take this to 30 points here. So I'd watch this overnight. But other than that, we'll see you guys in the morning. I don't have anything planned.
Shorty, I
tomorrow
have a
besides trading.
question.
Sure.
Is the top a single print or is that a poor high?
Let's check.
So I remember you saying something about if it's like one box above, then it's a poor high.
Yeah, but this has 3, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, this has 3.
Okay, so you adjust your.
Yeah.
That's how you're able to tell.
Yeah. And when you look at it like this, so if you go on 30 minutes, you'll see. So look, when you go on 30 minutes, you see the closest one is coming here, and this is a tail. And when you look at the structure of the candles, I mean, they're all coming and making lower highs, right? And you see the low ledges, 2 TPOs, 3 TPOs, 4 TPOs, 5 TPOs. What do you think that means? If I tell you that auction is going and it's doing this to the price, somebody's saying, hey, you want to buy the car 100K? And no hands go up, then it's like 95, 90, 80, and so on. What does that tell you about the buyers?
They're not there.
Yeah, they're not really aggressive. Either they're exhaustive or the short cover rally that was potentially triggered was not working. So you could treat this, in terms of structure price. It does look like a poor high that they might clean it up, but in market profile, this is not. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TPOs, and then on the bottom, if you look, I'm pretty sure it's not, right? So yeah, it's not. But would I consider this massive, access on the bottom that we can say here we found some buyers? No, but the day before, certainly, right? This is certainly a massive access low. And that's why I would be careful shorting this, especially if they give us an opportunity to retest somewhere around 52 to here. Honestly, this would be a really good buy zone for me tomorrow. I'd buy here tomorrow. I'd be a buyer in this zone.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, I will see you tomorrow, and I'll schedule the stock scan for Sunday. We're gonna go through it because it's the month end, and I gotta readjust my portfolio on some of this stuff. I'll be raising a little bit more cash, just so you guys know. Probably gonna increase my cash position to about 27%. The rest of my stuff, as you guys know, I'm positioned not a lot of tech stocks right now, but like Pfizer. I have Intel, but I got it pretty cheap, so I don't feel the need to protect my portfolio a lot. But I will just raise cash just in case, because there's a lot of shady stuff going on in the insider world, and some of my friends that are high up in the companies, they started selling their portfolios aggressively. So either they know something, and other guys also know something, like big boys, and they're really, really offloading fast. Just FYI.
So
I'll
you're
be
getting
raising.
rid of Pfizer?
No, not Pfizer. I would get rid of
Oh.
any stocks like I have, MM. I'm gonna trim my position to minimal. We got MM like 80s. We're sitting here. What are these triangles? What in the world is this? So I'm not interested right now in this one because it seems to be selling off. So I'm gonna take this one off. I have a Z-scaler position. I don't know. I think it's like 20-something thousand dollars. So I'm gonna trim this one completely. I have AAP, and this one had a sell-off here. I think I actually might have sold it here. I had a sub-sell order, so I'll check if this one sold, and I already raised some cash here. Pizza, I'm not gonna trim this one, even though it looks like it's gonna go a lot lower, probably to about $42. So I'd monitor this closely, right? So I'm gonna readjust some portfolio, and I'll let you guys what I sell and what I keep, and then I'm gonna look for new ads or just keep the cash on the sidelines.
Just a quick question. Should we keep getting concerned about the tech stocks mostly or overall?
I think it's, tech stocks are flying high. When you look at the Mag 7, right? I mean, they're pretty high up there. I don't have any of them in my portfolio right now, but if you guys look, let me see here. So when you look at,
ES blew through 774. Sorry to interrupt.
yeah, no worries. So if you look at this right now, look, they failed here. The Mag 7 is going to sell off, right? I do have Apple puts still. I have some SPY puts, right? And now you have an opportunity for Mag 7 to fall, like on between all of them. You know, we're talking about 15% discount. So if they dip 15%, they're going to bring the broader markets down as well. So that's why I just don't see any potential here for it. And if these tariffs and stuff kicks in, there's going to be concerns for Microsoft and other companies as well, because you know their supply chain is heavily reliant on China and other places as well.
Yeah, Microsoft dropped like dramatically. It's now low 400. It was 468 a couple of weeks ago or a month ago.
Oh yeah, I mean this is a clear distribution after a distribution. Just zoom out. I mean even on 1 minute, look at this. One, sell. And we haven't seen anything yet, to be honest. This is just the beginning here.
I'm looking to get out of Microsoft completely altogether.
Yeah, one of my friends has like a $52 average.
Mine is
this and-
also pretty close to 50, not 50, I'm sorry, 100.
I would honestly sell calls. If I was in that position, I would sell 450 calls for a couple of weeks out, and if they assign it, just let them have the shares. 450.
That's a good idea. I have to actually learn how to do it. I personally don't take a chance, or because I don't understand it very well.
So think about it. For every 100 shares you have, you can sell a covered call. Okay. So let's say you sell, in this case here, I'm just thinking most likely they're going to come back at some point, at least to this level here, 433. So let's say you don't mind selling these shares of yours at 435. So what you do is you sell, you become a seller, right? You sell, let's say, what are we in? February, you sell March 21st, you sell 435, or I don't know what increments they have. Let's say 430 calls. You sell them and you collect the premium. Okay, so that premium is yours. And if you get assigned, you just have to let go of your 100 shares at that level for one contract. If you have 1,000 shares and you can sell 10 contracts, collect the premium, sell the shares, give up your shares at that price. If the price is above the strike that you choose at the day of the option day expiration that you pick. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah. It's
So
pretty straightforward.
I use that a lot, and that's how I'm able to manage. I'm not bragging, but my long-term portfolio, I do pretty well, because on the red days, I'm typically green when the market is really red. Because I hedge, like, we hedged with Meta, of course, the puts, but when the Apple was at 250, if you remember, if you were here, me and Sunny actually were selling calls like crazy here on Apple. For every 100 shares you have.
Exactly.
You have shares, you want to get rid of it. You want to lower your average, and then if they assign me at 250 for Apple, by all means take it.
Yeah.
So that's at least how I do it. But and you can do the same on puts, right? You can do the opposite. You can do the opposite on the other side, right? If you don't mind buying something, if you don't mind buying a stock at a specific price, you could do that as well.
So, for example, Microsoft right now it's 400. I can sell put for like $50, and if it gets assigned,
then you have to buy it. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you're better off selling calls at the highs, especially at some key levels. Like it's pretty obvious what's happening here, right? I would say, look at the accumulation that they've had here. They tried twice. Is there a chance they bounce here? Yeah. Would I sell calls right here? Probably not. Like this is not a spot to sell the calls, but let's say they get up to 433. Oh yeah, then you sell 450 calls. As they go down, you can close the calls, and now you can you protect your Microsoft position, and you're probably gonna walk out somewhat not hurting as you would have if you didn't have that. I do that a lot, quite a bit. I did it on Intel. I don't even know where Intel is. Slabby almost got blocked today. He told me that Nvidia is buying a stake in Intel that it went to $50 and I have 50. I sold a lot of Intel 50 calls. So I
Yeah, I
almost had a
saw
heart
that
attack.
note.
I almost had a heart attack. I'm like, holy shit. Like that's good and bad, but I don't want to get rid of it yet.
Intel is golden. It has so much stuff in terms of patents in house. It's just
Oh yeah, the IPs are worth more than $20 a share alone.
yeah, exactly.
So I was
It's not
hoping
that-
that I was hoping it's not 50, but yeah. So yeah, it's a good strategy, and I can cover it more in detail, at least how I look at it and what delta strikes I look for, because you want it to move a little bit in your favor, right? I'm already, I think, up on some of this stuff, and when we were here, I started selling calls on Intel, and I think I'm up a couple of grand on Intel calls. So as it goes down, my share value goes down, but my, the options makes that up. So I'm not really losing any money on my shares because I'm collected a premium. So it works out.
Shorty, what level were you gonna buy Tesla at? Because I know they're 286.
220.
220. Okay.
Oh, Tesla's a 286.
Yeah. Or 290.
Oh my god. So our 300 puts are like 50. Man, I didn't even check today, to be honest. They're like $10 in the money.
Shorty, can we check BTC?
Well, BTC is going a lot lower.
BTC is going to 40.
Whether it is going to stop at 74 or 67, that's the question.
It's 75, I believe, and then it goes to 40, I believe. After
Yeah.
that.
So
No,
let me show
after
you guys.
75, 67.
Let me show you guys a lesson on this one, so you guys know how to. Oh, actually, you guys will be able to tell once you see it. But this one was pretty clear. I was actually gonna post it when I saw it, but I don't know who trades it, who doesn't. Do you guys see the problem here?
Crowded.
Guys, extremely crowded.
All right, let's look at the value areas right here. I know 7,000 is like, oh my god, but look at these value areas
Anybody catch the rocket on ES?
right now.
Yeah, it's at 580 now.
Nice. So if you look here, look, this value here, this value area high was pretty good. You had a lot of participation, and then look at these pops here. Who's pushing this price higher?
Retail.
It's all retail, guys. There was nobody else but retail pushing. And whenever you have this, I mean, even if you did this here, look at this. It's a clear rejection of value. You run above it, they accumulated. What do you think? You think big boys bought above the value here for 3 months at the all-time highs? Come on.
It's all the influencers.
They saw Jake's post and they're like, man, Jake's buying, we're buying. And they all bought here and now they're going to get destroyed. So this one is going to 63,000. Don't touch it before.
Didn't MicroStrategy buy a whole bunch of them a couple of weeks ago, including with El Salvador?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe them. I don't know. I think there's a lot of cooking of books with BTC. Anytime companies are in trouble, they're like, oh, we got Bitcoin. Like Elon did it a few times. I don't know if you guys know, but one of his earnings was really just BTC.
Yeah, last
holding.
earning.
Yeah, there is not much to it.
Yes, $600 million.
Let's see. So these are the key levels for Snow. Yeah, so Snow's got to hold this 179. We don't want to go at least 50% of this body tomorrow. We don't want to lose that too much. Ultimately, if they hold this, they're going to clean up this 190, which is the overnight high from the earnings. We want them to hold this because if they hold this, they're going to most likely test about 193, and then I think we are on the path to 215. So I'm going to hold my calls. I want them to be in the money. I'm willing to play it that way. But, they're building some value here, just FYI. They're trying to build it here. But if you look, we had that massive pop. Remember when we got the calls here initially. So we got some calls. They came back today, right, to the same level. Of course, most people were not able to get in here unless you had some order sitting. Yep. So now look where they're rejecting. So draw the 1, 2, 3, 4 months. Here's your first sig. They peaked above, they sold, they peaked below here, and what they do? They bought it back up. So tomorrow, as long as they hold this 172, we're good. We're okay on that. And then they're gonna work on absorbing these guys. I don't think these were sellers because the volume on it was not in kind of showing selling here. So here, let's just look at it. I don't see any selling here. You see this? There's really no selling at all. This was just them getting cheaper prices. I think this is going. Crazy idea is within a couple of years, this is going over $400. This is gonna be, what was it? Is it Twilio? Had similar pattern like Twilio, yeah, there. I think this is it. This is where we are right now. Here, and then we're looking for this. It's a beautiful dinosaur. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay,
guys are gonna
so-
have to go through all those terms. I don't even know what you're talking about. No. Or
Okay,
the neck and shoulders or
neck and shoulders. I don't use neck and
I
shoulders.
thought
much.
you guys are like messing around, but then I hear all these names. I'm like, what?
I heard somebody say shoot.
Oh, okay.
He did. Yeah, he did coin that one, and actually, he's good at it. So that's good. Yeah. You see what are they doing here over now? Oh man, if they lose the settle price, guys, this might get interesting tonight. Well, let's see what they do. I would place some shorts maybe here at 84 and put some stop losses a couple of points above. It'll be interesting to see because they have this high volume node here sitting as well.
Would you say 73 would be an ideal place to enter shorts?
On this one?
Yeah.
Yep. I want them to lose the settle price now if you guys didn't get in. But let's see. I don't see buying, of course, but I don't know if there's news tomorrow. What are we lined up for? Oh. There's a lot going on tomorrow. We have the jobless claims, PC quarter over quarter, bunch of speakers. Oh man, somebody's gonna be crying tomorrow on the mortgage rates, all my real estate agents. And then we got PC Friday. Interesting. But we'll see what they do. Pretty sure one of them is gonna be hot. But I can't find eggs anywhere in the vicinity of 20 miles of my house. Oh, we can't. $60.23. This right here. Yeah, price action wise, this is a poor high. Yeah, but TPO is saying no. It has a little bit of access, but this is not a clear access. So remember, when you find buyers, you want to leave immediately. They found them, but not aggressively, right? We're consolidating at the top. This is a crowded high. It looks like a delivery of pain to bulls rather than we found access. So, yeah. All right, guys. See you guys tomorrow. I'll be on live trading, so hopefully it can be done early. All right, man. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Sure.